Hi there! Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And in today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful Sweet Soiree treat holder that has these really awesome angles on the side. Inside it, I have a little Lindor truffle, and it's just got a really interesting shape to it, and I just fell in love with it. I want to give credit to Nadine Kohler from Germany. Her blog is stempelmommy.de, and I absolutely love this project. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to start with a piece of Sweet Soiree Designer Series paper, and this is a beautiful set of papers. Gorgeous colors. Each of the papers on one side has silver foil, and I absolutely love this. Perfect for birthdays, weddings, wedding showers, baby showers, etc. It's a perfect treat holder for that. So this piece of Designer Series paper measures 4 inches by 6 inches, which means you can make 6 of these out of one piece of 12 by 12. I love a good multiples project. And I'm going to use the Stampin' Trimmer for this project. We do have a couple of pretty detailed measurements, so the Stampin' Trimmer is going to be the best tool for this. First, along the 6-inch side, we're going to go ahead and score this at 1 3/8, 2 3/4, 4 1/8, and 5 1/2. Then I'm going to rotate it clockwise, and we're going to score this at 1 3/8. All right, let me bring in a template. So what we've done so far is we have done the vertical and horizontal score lines. And now what we're going to do is put in a couple of pencil marks as well as some of these straight score lines that you'll notice don't go all the way down. And then we will do our angled score lines, but we'll do that without the Stampin' Trimmer. What I'm going to do to make this easier is I'm actually going to turn my paper where that bottom horizontal score line is at the top, and I'm going to line up this right side to the 11/16 mark, and that's 3 tick marks past 1/2 inch, and we are going to line up. We're going to utilize the ruler on our Stampin' Trimmer here. If I flip this over, you'll be able to see that better. So we have a ruler that goes down to the 16th inch measurements along this arm here, and we're going to utilize that to make this project really easy. So again, I'm going to line this up to 11/16, and I'm going to take our scoring blade and put it at 2 1/8, and I'm going to score from 2 1/8 downwards. While I keep my paper here at the 11/16 inch mark, bring in a pencil, and you're also going to make a pencil tick mark right there at 2 1/8. And also one more at 3 1/4. All right, so we have scored from 2 1/8 down along this ruler. I've made a pencil mark at 2 1/8 and again at 3 1/4. Now we're going to go ahead and slide this down to 2 9/16, which is 1 tick mark past 2 1/2. We're going to do the same thing. Line up our little stylus to 2 1/8 and score down. Make a pencil mark at 2 1/8 and 3 1/4. So we basically made pencil marks at this junction and this junction, as well as here and here. So what we're going to do is, using our stylus from the Simply Scored or any stylus that you have, and a ruler, we're going to line up from those pencil marks down to basically the corners of these sections and score the diagonals. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And my trick for this is to take your stylus and place it where you want to start your score line. And that's going to help you line up your ruler right where you want it to go. And make sure you want to compensate for the size of this ball tip. So when you go to line up this with this intersection here, you're going to be just slightly away from it, just slightly away, so that you can ensure that you'll have a straight line going from the tick mark to the corner. So we have done all of the scoring, our vertical lines, our horizontal line, these shorter vertical lines, and then our diagonal little triangle sections here. And you'll note that there is no line going through this bottom triangle section, and that's by design because you want to make sure that that looks nice there, that little triangle section. First, what I'm going to do is fold and burnish on all of the score lines that go horizontal and vertical, but all the way to the edges of the paper. So start with those. Next, we're going to do a little bit of cutting away here. I'm going to remove this lower right rectangle section. I'm also going to notch in slightly on this short 1/2 inch tab. That's going to be the tab that will put our box together. And then finally, we're going to cut up these vertical score lines, stopping at that horizontal score line, and that's going to create the 4 tabs for the bottom of the box. So I'm going to go ahead and do that cutting now. All right, we finished the cutting. Again, we've got those 4 tabs on the bottom. We removed this little section, and then we notched in this little tab here. All right, so now before we put the box together, I want you to gently fold on the rest of the score lines. All right, so there we go. We've gently folded on those. They are near impossible to burnish with your bone folder, so just by coercing them when you put the box together, you'll notice that they'll go together pretty easily. Now, if you have any pencil marks that you'd like to remove, now would be the time to do so. Now it's time to put our box together. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. We're going to fold from the second score line on the left. I'm going to use my liquid multi-purpose glue and apply glue on that tab. Then I'm going to fold on the first score line from the right, and those should line up pretty nicely. All right, so now pay attention to where you've got your little angled score lines. Those are going to be on the sides of the box. Our seam is right here, so I'm going to consider this panel the back of the box, and we need to know that for when we fold our tabs. All right, so back of the box here, fold in the 2 sides first, then the back, and finally the front. So I'll just put liquid glue along that panel. There's no need to put adhesive on any of the other tabs because the paper is a pretty heavyweight paper and you're not really gonna be able to put anything too heavy in this box. So gluing one panel is just fine. All right, so now if you wanted to, you could take your glue bottle and just press from the inside. And now what we're gonna do is just gently push on those diagonal score lines, pinching that inside, and just kind of watch the box go together. See how cool that is? All right, and just gently pinch because you want to make sure that this still stays where this side pops outwards. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to punch using the Everyday Label Punch from silver foil paper. And there's 2 ways you can do this. You could just simply fold this in half, or I'm going to just throw it back onto our Stampin' trimmer. And what I'm going to do is technically this edge should be at 1 3/16. And what I found is just kind of eyeball it and just make sure we've got the same kind of measurement setting on one side and the other. It does not have to be perfect, but I found that if you do score it, this will fold much nicer. All right, so we just did that score line in half. Again, you could have just folded it in half. I will just fold on that and burnish. And what we're gonna do next is just apply some liquid glue to one side. And this is on the back side of that foil paper. Make sure you pay attention where the back of your box is. Again, here's our seam. So this is the glued side is gonna be on the back of the box. And then I just kind of pinch the box together. Make sure it's right where I want it and kind of hold it into place for a few seconds so that that sticks. You will get a little bit of wiggle room here. Now I can go ahead and open the box, and I just take my bone folder and press from the inside. I'm just basically pressing from the inside to adhere that into place. So now that's adhered. And now we're going to add our magnet, and there's a little trick to that. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I love these magnets. I order them from Spider Magnets on eBay. These are 8mm by 1mm. They're really strong, so they're perfect for this box. Now I'm just going to grab one of these, and I'm going to pick up a glue dot using a paper piercer, stick that to the back of the magnet. And I'm going to place that on the inside front of our box, about 3/4 of an inch down. It does not have to be perfect, but I'm just going to place that again on the inside. So let me show you where that is, about 3/4 of an inch or maybe closer to a 1/2 inch down. Then what I'm going to do with the other magnet is just gently drop that on the front, and it will align the right positive or negative side. Pick up another glue dot, stick that to the front one, and then go ahead and fold and pinch together and close your box to pick up that second magnet. And that's going to ensure that it lines up right where you want it to go, so watch. Perfect. I love that. Part of why I put the magnet on the inside is it not only hides the magnet, but it also reduces the attraction just slightly because you've got paper in between it. And that way your glue dot should stay put. Okay, so the final touch here is one of our in color Bitty Bows embellishments. It is the sweetest little bow. It's made out of felt with a beautiful ribbon center, and these come in all of our 2017 to 2019 in colors. I love these, and the best part is they already have an adhesive foam dot on the back. Go ahead and pull off the backing for that. Kind of pick it up with my paper piercer, and that's just going to allow me to put it right where I want it to go. Press into place, and voila. Is that not the cutest little treat holder? I absolutely love it. I love the opening. Now let's go ahead and put in a Lindor truffle here. Perfect. How sweet would these be for wedding favors, wedding shower favors, baby shower favors, birthday favors? I just love the sweet soiree paper. Great for celebrating so many different occasions. And what a unique treat holder. So thank you to Nadine Kohler for the idea. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss my next video. If you're in the US and you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my blog post for all project details and measurements. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. I have options to subscribe to both my daily blog updates as well as my newsletter, and I'd love to welcome you as a new subscriber. You can always shop in my online store at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in joining my team, there's a great promotion going on right now where you can get up to $226 worth of products of your choice for only $99 and free shipping. And I'd love to welcome you to my team of Paper Pixies. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.